It's the Charlotte Hornets, and they take the kid out of UConn. Liam McNeeley set a UConn freshman scoring record in a Big East game with 38 points in a win over Creighton back in February. Liam McNeeley, part of the Montverde 4, as all 4 of those kids get drafted. Cooper Flagg goes, of course, to Dallas. Derek Queen going to New Orleans. Asa Newell going to the Hawks. And now Liam McNeeley headed to the Charlotte Hornets. Late pick, goes in the first round. Adam, I know you like Liam McNeeley. What's your grade here for this pick?
This is an A. This is a steal for Charlotte. When you get to the 29th pick in the first round, what you're looking for is a surefire NBA player, and Liam McNeeley is a surefire NBA player. He's a 6'8" wing who was really the primary offensive domino for most of the season at UConn this year when he was healthy. Of course, he really wasn't healthy for most of the year. He had a couple different ankle injuries. He had a case of pneumonia that wasn't widely reported. I think he is terrific value at this spot in the floor, and there is little doubt in this spot in the draft, pardon me. There's little doubt in my mind that he's a vastly better shooter that we saw last year, that he's an ultra competitor. He's a very smart player, and I think this guy's a pro for the next 10 years plus.
This is somebody I thought would go in the teens. So for him to be available this deep in the draft, that's a nice win for Charlotte. And Fink mentioned the shooting. It was only 31.7% in this one season at UConn, but as we've spent all night long talking about the shooting needs to improve for this prospect or that prospect, that's not a real number for Liam McNeeley. I mean, yeah, you can pull up the box scores and that's the number it'll spit out, but front office executives understand this guy has a long track record of being a reputable shooter. It reminds me on some level, I'm not comparing them as players, but only in this way. When Bradley Beal came out of Florida, he only shot 33.9% from 3. And I just remember talking to scouts who said we don't care because we've seen him on EYBL. We've seen him throughout high school. We know he can shoot. And throughout Bradley Beal's career, I think every season but one in the NBA, he's shot better from 3 than he did in that one season at Florida. I bet you Liam McNeeley has something similar when we get deep into his career.
14.5 points by Liam McNeeley last season, named Big East Freshman of the Year. Matt Norlander saw him several times in person, and you heard Adam say this is a steal at the end of the first round because here's a guy that can go and play right away into your lineup.
Unquestionably. This is, I mean, we talked earlier tonight about how well Utah did. Charlotte as well. I mean, they get Knipple, and that felt him, 4 as expected, I guess. But then McNeeley at 29. McNeeley's camp thought his floor was like 20, maybe 21. It's kind of mind-boggling how he was still here. I'm fairly, with the caveat I'm always willing to be wrong, fairly confident that we are going to get to the end of the first contract cycle of everyone that was drafted in the first round here 4 years on from this. And Liam McNeeley is going to be among the at least 13 or 14 best players in this draft, and it is entirely possible that he's just a legit pro. I mean, he is just so mentally tough, willing to work, awesome locker room guy. The intel reports come back on him from a personality standpoint so well. He could grow into one of the 10 or 8 best players from this draft. So Charlotte has done extremely well for himself. I know it's a little bit of a bitter pill when you're sitting there in that green room and you're waiting and every pick seems like it's taking an hour. And I'm sure Dan Hurley and that UConn staff are probably befuddled how they, their one and done star had to sit there and wait and then via a trade to Charlotte to even go this late. But who knows? Maybe he winds up going to the place that needs him most, and this is meant to be, because between Knipple and McNeeley, Charlotte just picked up, 2 of the, 5 or 6 most mentally tough, won't back down, just going to get in your face and just up for any challenge of all prospects that are out there. Really good night for the Hornets.
All right, so there you go. High praise there from Matt Norlander. The Charlotte Hornets a big winner already on this night before we get to the final pick.
I think so. I mean, there's some questions about fit stuff. I mean, LaMelo Ball's a negative defender. Knipple guards better than you would think, but still is never going to make an all-defensive team. And then McNeeley, if there are questions about him, it's on the defensive end of the court, questions about his athleticism. So I'm not sure what the end product will look like, but I do like this. Like Fink said, they have drafted 2 players who have clearly defined NBA skills. With Knipple, it's the shooting, and McNeeley, though the percentage isn't as good, that's a clear skill for him. He's an NBA shooter.